It was a chilly November evening in 2024 when I pulled into the driveway of my lakeside cabin in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. I'm Ethan, 36, a supply chain consultant who's always on the road, untangling corporate messes for clients who think they know better than the numbers. This cabin, nestled on 3 acres of cedar and oak with a shimmering view of the lake, has been my haven for 5 years, a place to escape the endless meetings and PowerPoint marathons. I'd just wrapped a grueling project in Atlanta, but I'd left my laptop at the cabin, and with a critical presentation due Monday, I decided to drive up a day early on Saturday, November 16th. The timing was everything. If I'd come back as planned, I'd have walked into what looked like a legitimate rental setup, and the truth would have stayed buried. I was humming along to some classic rock, windows cracked, the crisp mountain air already loosening the knots in my shoulders. But as I rolled up the gravel drive at 5:30 p.m., my heart stopped. The front door was ajar, warm light spilling out, and the smell of garlic and herbs hit me like a punch. I'm a nut about security. Years of hotel life will do that to you, so I never leave doors unlocked. Keys in hand, I crept toward the porch, my pulse racing. When I pushed the door open, I nearly lost it. My living room wasn't mine anymore. Men's clothes were stacked neatly on my sofa. High-end hiking gear I didn't own leaned against the wall, and my coffee table was buried under mail, none of it addressed to me. The Wi-Fi network on my phone read Lake Life Chill. Worst of all, the mantel held framed photos of strangers, a smiling family I'd never seen. Posed like this was their ancestral home. My blood ran cold. This wasn't a break-in. Someone had moved in. A man's voice hummed from the kitchen, casual as can be, like he was filming a cooking show. I stepped closer, legs shaky, and there he was, mid-30s, sandy hair, decked out in pricey outdoor gear, stirring pasta at my stove while recording himself with his phone propped on my counter. He glanced up, saw me, and grinned like we were buddies. "Hey man, you must be lost. I'm Caleb, Laura's fiancé. I live here. She's the HOA president, said the last owner ditched this place ages ago." His confidence was unreal, like I was the one trespassing. I stammered, "This is my cabin. What the hell is going on?" He just chuckled, stirring his pasta. "Buddy, you're confused. This place has been empty for months. Laura handles abandoned properties for the community." Before I could process, a woman burst through the door, mid-40s, sleek ponytail, yoga gear, screaming money. Laura, I presumed. She was already on the phone with 911, barking, "There's an intruder threatening my fiancé at his home. Send help now." She glared at me. "Sir, leave. This is private property." I tried to explain, but she talked over me, her voice sharp as she told the dispatcher I was getting aggressive. Caleb sidled up to her, slipping an arm around her waist, calling her babe, with this effortless affection that made them look like a real couple. They even kissed cheeks, a perfect performance. If I didn't know better, I'd have bought it. Caleb pulled out a folder with documents, a property management agreement with what looked like my signature, forged, utility bills in his name, and a driver's license listing my address. The police arrived, glanced at his papers, and called it a landlord-tenant issue. "You can't evict him without notice, sir," one officer said. By 8 p.m., I was in a cheap motel, my head spinning. This wasn't random. Someone had hijacked my life. Sleepless, I Googled my address at 2 a.m. and found my cabin listed on a rental platform as Caleb's Lakeside Haven, with 87 glowing reviews over 9 months. Photos showed Caleb posing in my kitchen, on my deck, selling an authentic Tennessee lake experience. The kicker? He was serving his grandmother's legendary pancakes, a recipe I knew too well. My mom, who passed 3 years ago, used to make pancakes with a touch of nutmeg and honey, recipe so special I kept her old mix in the pantry as a keepsake. Reviews raved about Caleb's heartwarming story of his grandmother creating the recipe during the 1930s Dust Bowl. One guest wrote, "Caleb's tale of his grandma cooking in this very kitchen during hard times had me in tears." Another said, "This cabin's been in his family forever." My rage boiled over. He was profiting off my grief, turning my mom's memory into a sob story for $250 to $450 a night. I calculated he'd made at least $70,000 off my cabin. I couldn't let this slide. I created a fake account, Elite Travel Couple, and messaged Caleb. We're influencers with 150,000 followers, dying to feature your pancakes and family stories. When can we book? He bid, gushing about hosting fellow creators and promising his grandmother's recipe. I called my friend Mia, a former lawyer turned theater director, at dawn. Ethan, this is fraud, identity theft, and straight-up despicable, she said. Let's take them down publicly. Her plan? Pose as influencers, infiltrate their scam, and expose them live. We spent Sunday crafting personas. Ryan and Chloe, a glamorous couple obsessed with authentic travel. Mia's theater crew built fake Instagram profiles with polished posts and fake engagement. By evening, we'd booked the cabin for Thursday to Saturday, November 21st to 23rd, 2024, as premium guest Caleb would want to impress. Driving by the cabin Tuesday, I spotted a black SUV with tinted windows parked nearby. It was gone Wednesday morning, but back by evening. Someone was watching. My gut twisted were Caleb and Laura onto us. Thursday evening, we arrived as Ryan and Chloe. Caleb greeted us like long-lost friends, decked out in gear that screamed adventure influencer. He hugged Mia a bit too long, and I had to swallow my urge to deck him. Ryan, Chloe, welcome to my family's legacy, he beamed, giving us a tour of my cabin, now staged like a luxury retreat. He pointed out heirlooms, my stuff, and spun tales of his childhood here, learning from his grandfather on the porch. My bedroom was unrecognizable new linens, vintage decor, fake family photos. The audacity was staggering. That night, Caleb cooked dinner, filming for his social media while promising grandmother's pancakes for breakfast. Laura dropped by for a VIP check-in, eyeing our fake designer bags with dollar signs in her eyes. You look like you belong here, Ryan, she said, oblivious to the irony. I bit my cheek to keep from screaming. Caleb kept checking his phone, glancing outside, and I wondered if that SUV was still there. Friday morning, he was in full performance mode, live streaming to 60,000 viewers, lights and cameras set up like a cooking show. Morning, Lake family, he chirped, mixing pancake batter. I'm sharing my grandmother's recipe, born in this kitchen during the Dust Bowl. The viewer count climbed 65, 000, 70, 000 comments begging for the story. Mia filmed discreetly, capturing every lie. Then Caleb said, Today, with Ryan and Chloe here, I'll share the real story of this cabin and the owner who abandoned it. My heart pounded. Was he about to slander me live? I stepped forward, voice steady. Caleb, where did your grandmother live when she made this recipe? He grinned, oblivious. Right here, in these Smoky Mountains, since the 1940s. I peeled off my fake mustache, staring into his camera. Funny, because this is my mom's recipe, and this is my cabin you've been renting for 9 months. The chat exploded 80,000 viewers, comments screaming, plot twist. No way. Caleb choked on a pancake, stammering. You're confused. Mia dropped her disguise, waving to the camera. I'm an actress, and Ryan's Ethan, the real owner. Caleb's been scamming you all. He tried to run, tripped over his own props, and sent pancakes flying. The chat went wild. Pancake chaos. Get him. Sirens wailed. Viewers had called 911. Caleb grabbed a recorder, muttering. I recorded everything. They can't prove we weren't invited. But his recordings were his downfall. Hours of audio caught him bragging about defrauding clueless owners and pocketing profits. Police stormed in, saw the 90,000 viewer live stream, and arrested Caleb and Laura. Their scam unraveled. They'd targeted multiple Tennessee vacation homes, netting $250,000. Caleb's recordings became the prosecution's goldmine, detailing fraud, tax evasion, and identity theft. The internet erupted. Pancake scandal trended, with clips of Caleb's meltdown going viral. His accounts were banned, his influencer dreams crushed. He's now flipping pancakes at a diner, mocked daily as the fake grandma guy. Laura lost her home, moved to Iowa, and can't hold a job, her face too recognizable from the videos. I reclaimed my cabin and $50,000 in restitution, then launched my own rental business, offering moms real pancakes and honest stories. My mom, 70 and feisty, visits monthly to cook for guests who leave reviews like, Ethan's mom is a gem, real love in every bite. The cabin's booked solid, with 255 star reviews. This wasn't just about money. Caleb and Laura tried to steal my mom's memory, my sanctuary, my story. But when you mess with what's sacred, you awaken a fight you can't win. I turned their lies into my truth, building something real from their wreckage. So, what do you think did Caleb know I was onto him? What was in those recordings he thought would save him? And that black SUV was watching us. Drop your theories below, hit like if this got your blood pumping, and subscribe for more wild stories. Let's keep the truth alive.